Sometimes the loudest feelings come from the quietest people. A man may stop calling, stop texting, or even step back, but that doesn't always mean his emotions have disappeared. Silence can be confusing, especially for a woman who gave her heart with honesty and love. The truth is, people process pain, regret, and longing in different ways. Some talk about it, while others carry it in silence. If he's become distant, don't be too quick to believe that you never mattered. Often, the memories that touch the heart the deepest are the ones that stay hidden behind a calm face. Understanding this can help you stop blaming yourself and start seeing relationships through a wiser, healthier perspective. One of the biggest mistakes many women make after a relationship changes is believing that silence automatically means they have been forgotten. When the messages stop, the phone no longer rings, and the conversations disappear, the mind starts creating painful stories. It whispers that maybe you were not enough, maybe he never cared, or maybe everything you shared meant more to you than it did to him. But human emotions are rarely that simple. People express feelings in different ways. Some cry openly, some talk to friends, some write down their thoughts, and others become completely silent. Silence is often misunderstood because it gives no clear answers. It leaves space for doubt, fear, and overthinking. Yet many times, a quiet person is carrying emotions they simply don't know how to put into words. A lot of men are raised with the belief that showing too much emotion is a sign of weakness. From a young age, they hear phrases like, "Be strong, don't cry," or "handle it yourself." Over time, they learn to hide what they feel instead of expressing it. That habit doesn't disappear when they enter a relationship. In fact, when something deeply affects them, they may withdraw even more because they don't know how to explain what is happening inside. For many women, love often feels like communication. They want to talk through problems, ask questions, and understand each other's emotions. That openness creates connection. But when the other person responds with silence, it can feel like rejection. The heart starts assuming the worst because there is no conversation to provide comfort. The truth is, silence and indifference are not always the same thing. Sometimes a man becomes quiet because he feels he has failed. Maybe he couldn't give you what you deserved. Maybe he made mistakes he regrets. Instead of facing those feelings, he distances himself because guilt is easier to carry alone than to explain. Deep down, he may replay old conversations, remember your laughter, or think about moments you shared together. But he chooses silence because he doesn't know how to repair what feels broken. Other times, silence comes from fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of hearing that it's truly over. Fear of being vulnerable and getting hurt again. People often think courage means fighting for someone. But sometimes the hardest battle is simply admitting that someone still matters. Not everyone has the emotional tools to do that. This is why it is dangerous to build your self-worth around another person's reaction. If someone goes quiet, it doesn't automatically mean your kindness disappeared. It doesn't erase the nights you supported them, the love you gave, or the sacrifices you made. Your value remains the same, even when someone else struggles to recognize it. Many women spend months blaming themselves for another person's silence. They replay every argument, every text message, and every decision, searching for the exact moment things changed. They wonder if they talked too much, cared too deeply, or expected too much. But relationships are rarely damaged by one single moment. They are shaped by two people, each carrying their own experiences, fears, and emotional habits. It is also important to understand that people process loss differently. Some people try to replace the pain with distractions. They throw themselves into work, hobbies, or spending time with friends. From the outside, it may look like they moved on quickly, but appearances can be misleading. Keeping busy is often a way of avoiding emotions, not escaping them. The heart has a way of catching up when the noise fades. Have you ever noticed how certain songs, places, or memories can suddenly bring someone back into your mind? That happens because meaningful connections leave marks that don't disappear overnight. The same can be true for the other person, even if they never say it out loud. A quiet exterior doesn't always reveal the conversations happening inside their own heart. But there's another lesson hidden in this truth, and it may be the most important one. Understanding that silence isn't always indifference does not mean you should put your life on hold waiting for someone to return. It simply means you should stop using their silence as proof that you were unlovable. You deserve to wake up without wondering if your worth depends on a text message. You deserve to look in the mirror and remember that the love you gave was real, regardless of how someone else responded. A person's inability to express emotions is not a measurement of your value. Sometimes closure doesn't come from hearing the words you hoped for. Sometimes closure comes from accepting that people carry their own struggles, and not every heart knows how to communicate what it feels. You may never fully understand why someone became distant, and that's okay. Not every question in life receives an answer. What matters is that you don't let another person's silence become your identity. Keep growing, keep smiling, keep building a life that fills you with purpose. The people who are meant to stay will never make you question your worth every single day. And if he is quiet because he still thinks about you, time will reveal that. If he is quiet because he has chosen a different path, time will reveal that too. Either way, your future should not be controlled by the absence of someone else's words. Because the strongest woman is not the one who spends her life waiting for silence to turn into a conversation. The strongest woman is the one who understands that even if someone still carries her in their heart, she must continue carrying herself forward. One of the hardest things a woman can experience is watching someone she loves slowly become distant. It has a way of making her question everything about herself. She starts wondering if she wasn't beautiful enough, patient enough, understanding enough, or simply enough. The confidence she once carried begins to fade because she measures her value through the eyes of someone who no longer sees it clearly. But this is where many people get trapped. They confuse appreciation with value. The two are not the same. Imagine a diamond hidden in a dark room. Just because nobody notices it doesn't mean it has lost its worth. It remains valuable whether someone recognizes it or not. The same is true for the qualities you carry inside you: your kindness, your loyalty, your honesty, and your ability to love deeply do not disappear because someone failed to protect them. Many women have been taught to believe that if a relationship ends, they must have done something wrong. They search for flaws within themselves instead of understanding that sometimes people walk away because of their own fears, limitations, or emotional immaturity. Not everyone knows how to handle genuine love. Some people are so used to chaos that peace feels unfamiliar. Some have wounds they never healed, and they end up hurting the very person who tried to care for them. When someone pulls away, the natural reaction is to ask, what could I have done differently? But a better question might be, why am I letting someone else's decision define who I am? The truth is, you could give your whole heart to the wrong person, and they still wouldn't know what to do with it. That doesn't make your heart less precious. It simply means it was placed in hands that weren't ready to hold it. There are women who spend years trying to become the version of themselves they think someone else wanted. They change the way they dress, the way they speak, and even the dreams they chase. They believe that if they can just become a little better, maybe the person who left will finally come back. But love should never require you to erase yourself. The right relationship doesn't ask you to abandon your identity. It encourages you to grow while still allowing you to remain true to who you are. Real love doesn't make you feel like you are constantly competing for acceptance. Your value is found in the little things you often overlook. It's in the way you show up for people when they are struggling. It's in the sacrifices you make without expecting anything in return. It's in the strength you find after every disappointment. Those qualities cannot be taken away by rejection. Think about all the times you have helped someone through a difficult moment. Think about the love you gave without conditions. Think about the dreams you carried and the battles you fought that nobody else even knew about. Those experiences shaped a woman who is stronger than she realizes. Sometimes life removes people not because you lacked value, but because they were never meant to stay forever. Some people enter your life to teach you lessons about boundaries, self-respect, and inner strength. They reveal parts of you that need healing. The pain they leave behind can become the very thing that helps you discover your own worth. It is easy to love yourself when everything is going well. The real challenge comes when someone rejects you, disappoints you, or walks away. That is the moment when self-worth becomes a choice. You can either believe the voice that says you weren't enough, or you can remind yourself that another person's inability to appreciate you does not change who you are. A flower doesn't stop blooming because one person walked past without noticing it. The sun doesn't lose its light because someone closed the curtains. In the same way, your beauty, your kindness, and your heart do not lose their value because someone failed to see them. The world has a way of making women feel like they need constant validation. Social media, relationships, and outside opinions can create the illusion that your happiness depends on being chosen. But the strongest kind of confidence comes from choosing yourself first. That doesn't mean becoming cold or refusing to love again. It means understanding that your identity should never depend on another person's approval. Love should add to your life, not become the foundation that holds it together. When you know your worth, you stop begging for attention that should be given freely. You stop chasing people who only appreciate you after you've walked away. You stop settling for half-hearted effort because you understand that genuine love doesn't require you to convince someone to stay. There may come a day when the person who overlooked you realizes what they lost. They may remember your kindness, your patience, and the way you stood beside them when life was difficult. But whether they return or not should never determine how you see yourself. Your value was there before they arrived, and it will remain long after they leave. The love you gave was real. The sacrifices you made mattered. The tears you cried showed the depth of your heart, not your weakness. Never allow temporary rejection to make you forget the incredible woman you are becoming. Because the right people will never make you question whether you deserve love. They will see your heart, respect your soul, and appreciate the things that make you unique. And until those people arrive, keep believing in yourself, keep growing, keep protecting your peace. The greatest lesson a woman can learn is that she does not become valuable because someone chooses her. She is chosen because she was valuable all along. One of the most confusing experiences a woman can face is realizing that someone still thinks about her, still misses her, and may even still love her, yet does nothing to be with her. It feels like a contradiction. If the feelings are real, then why isn't the effort there? If the connection mattered, why isn't he fighting for it? These questions can keep a person awake at night, searching for answers that never seem to come. The truth is, missing someone and choosing them are not always the same thing. A person can miss your smile, your voice, the way you understood them, or the comfort they felt around you. They can think about the memories you created together and still decide not to come back. That may sound painful, but understanding this difference can save a woman from waiting for a future that may never happen. Feelings are natural. Actions are choices. People often believe that love alone is enough to make a relationship work. But life teaches us that love is only one part of the story. Commitment, responsibility, honesty, and emotional maturity are just as important. Without those things, even strong feelings can fail to build a lasting connection. There are people who genuinely miss someone every day, but they know they are not ready for the kind of relationship that person deserves. Maybe they have unresolved issues. Maybe they are afraid of commitment. Maybe they are carrying emotional wounds they have never healed. Instead of facing those struggles, they remain silent and distant. For the woman who is left behind, this silence can create false hope. She may hear from mutual friends that he still talks about her, or that he asks how she is doing. She may notice him looking at old pictures or finding little reasons to reconnect. Those moments can make her believe that getting back together is only a matter of time. But missing someone does not always lead to meaningful action. Think about how many people miss their childhood home but never move back. They miss old friendships but never make the phone call. They miss opportunities they let slip away but never try again. Human beings often feel deep emotions without taking steps to change their circumstances. Relationships can be the same. Sometimes a man misses the comfort you gave him, but he is unwilling to make the sacrifices needed to build a healthy future. He remembers the way you supported him during difficult times, but he is not prepared to become the partner you truly need. He may love the memories of the relationship more than the responsibility that comes with maintaining one. This is why it is so important to watch what people do instead of only listening to what they say or assuming what they feel. Words can be beautiful. Memories can be powerful. Emotions can feel overwhelming. But consistency is what reveals the truth. A person who truly chooses you doesn't leave you constantly guessing. They don't make you wonder where you stand every single day. They show up. They communicate. They make time for you, even when life gets busy. Their actions create security instead of confusion. Many women spend years waiting for someone because they believe that strong emotions will eventually turn into commitment. They hold on to old messages, old promises, and old memories, hoping that one day things will be different. In the process, they put their own lives on pause. They avoid new opportunities because they are emotionally unavailable. They stop chasing their dreams because they are focused on someone else's decision. They carry hope like a heavy weight, believing that if they wait long enough, love will return. But waiting for someone to become the person you need can sometimes cost you the chance to meet someone who already is. One of the greatest signs of emotional maturity is understanding that love should not only be felt, it should be demonstrated. Real love is not just about saying, "I miss you." It is about asking, "What can I do to make this relationship stronger?" It is not just about remembering the good times, it is about creating new ones together. If someone truly wants to be part of your life, they will find ways to stay connected. They will work through misunderstandings instead of running from them. They will face uncomfortable conversations because losing you matters more than protecting their pride. Of course, nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments of fear and uncertainty. But there is a difference between someone who stumbles while trying and someone who never takes a step at all. You deserve a love that moves toward you, not one that only exists in memories. It is easy to become attached to potential. You see the good in someone and you imagine who they could become if they only healed, matured, or changed. But relationships cannot survive on potential alone. They survive on effort. A woman should never have to convince someone to choose her. She should never have to prove that she is worthy of love. The right person will recognize her value and act accordingly. And if someone misses you, but still refuses to show up, that is information you should not ignore. It does not necessarily mean they are a bad person. It may simply mean they are not capable of giving you what you need. There is peace in accepting that. Because once you understand the difference between feelings and actions, you stop chasing mixed signals. You stop building your future around someone else's uncertainty. You begin to realize that the kind of love you deserve is not confusing, inconsistent, or hidden behind silence. The love that is meant for you will not leave you wondering if you matter. It will not ask you to wait forever while someone figures out what they want. It will meet you with honesty, respect, and effort. And one day, you will look back and understand that being missed was never the goal. Being genuinely chosen every single day was what your heart deserved all along. One of the greatest challenges a woman can face is learning how to move forward while a part of her heart is still looking back. When a relationship ends or someone becomes distant, there is often a quiet hope that they will return. Every message notification, every unexpected phone call, and every familiar face in a crowd can make the heart wonder, could this be the moment? It is a natural feeling because love does not simply disappear overnight, but there is a difference between remembering someone and building your entire future around the possibility of their return. Too many women place their happiness on hold while they wait for someone else to make a decision. They stop chasing their goals, lose interest in the things they once enjoyed, and spend countless hours replaying old conversations. They convince themselves that life cannot truly begin again until the person they love comes back. The problem with that kind of waiting is that it slowly steals pieces of your life. Days become months, and months become years. Opportunities pass by because your heart is standing still while the world keeps moving. Healing should never depend on another person's choices. You cannot control whether someone realizes your value. You cannot control whether they regret losing you or decide to come back. The only thing you truly have control over is the way you choose to live your own life. Many people believe healing means forgetting someone completely. They think that one morning they will wake up and every memory will be gone. But healing is not about erasing the past. It is about reaching a place where those memories no longer control your future. You may still remember the way they laughed or the dreams you planned together. Certain songs may still remind you of them. A familiar place may bring back emotions you thought had disappeared. That does not mean you are weak or that you have failed to move on. It simply means that you are human. The strongest people are not the ones who never feel pain. They are the ones who continue living, growing, and loving even while carrying it. There is something incredibly powerful about a woman who decides to choose herself after being disappointed. Instead of spending every day asking why someone left, she starts asking herself what kind of life she wants to create. She begins investing in her own dreams. She reconnects with friends and family. She learns new skills, explores new places, and discovers parts of herself that were hidden beneath the relationship. Slowly, she realizes that her identity was never meant to depend on someone else's presence. A relationship should be a beautiful part of your life, but it should never become the entire foundation of who you are. Before that person entered your life, you had your own hopes, your own talents, and your own purpose. Those things still exist. They may have been buried under heartbreak, but they have not disappeared. Sometimes heartbreak becomes the beginning of a new version of yourself. Pain has a strange way of teaching lessons that comfort never could. It teaches you who truly stands beside you. It teaches you the importance of boundaries. It teaches you that your peace is worth protecting. Most importantly, it teaches you that you are capable of surviving moments you once thought would break you. Many women spend too much time trying to prove their worth to someone who already walked away. They think that if they become more successful, more beautiful, or more accomplished, the other person will finally realize what they lost. But personal growth should never be about making someone regret leaving. Grow because you deserve a better life. Become stronger because you owe that to yourself. Find happiness because your heart deserves peace, not because you are hoping someone else will notice. Ironically, when a woman stops chasing validation and starts focusing on her own growth, she becomes more confident and more radiant than ever before. Confidence does not come from being chosen by someone else. It comes from knowing that even if nobody chooses you today, you still choose yourself. Life has a way of bringing unexpected blessings to people who keep moving forward. New friendships appear, new opportunities arrive, new dreams take shape. Sometimes the future holds things so beautiful that they make you understand why certain doors had to close. And if the person from your past eventually comes back, you will meet that moment from a place of strength instead of desperation. You will no longer feel like your happiness depends on their decision. You will be able to ask yourself an important question. Does this relationship still fit the life I have built for myself? That is real healing. Real healing is not waiting by the window for someone to return. It is opening the door to your own future. It is waking up and deciding that your joy matters. It is understanding that your heart can carry memories without becoming trapped by them. It is believing that your story did not end because one chapter closed. There will always be people who fail to see your value. There will always be moments when life does not go the way you hoped. But your future should never be held hostage by another person's uncertainty. Keep building your life. Keep protecting your peace. Keep becoming the woman you were always meant to be. Because the greatest victory is not making someone come back. The greatest victory is creating a life so full of purpose, strength, and self-respect that whether they return or not, you know you will be just fine.